A Sigma female can be the most different mom you've ever seen. Hi everyone. Parenting is like being the leader of a big change, observed a thinker who knew that the true challenge is within our homes. When the mom is a Sigma female, her parenting style is entirely different. In a place where parenting usually sticks to set ways, the Sigma mom is unique. She's calm, but very active, self-reliant, but deeply involved. She avoids common strategies, and her approach to raising kids is anything but typical. She concentrates on developing self-reliance, promoting thoughtful questioning, and setting a strong example. This isn't just about a mom who seems distant and wrapped up in her own thoughts. It's about a mom who completely changes our ideas of what it means to lead and care for others. The Sigma mom style strikes a perfect balance between giving freedom and staying connected, between letting go and gently holding on. This approach to parenting is both fascinating and challenging, and it promises to transform our understanding of a mother's love and leadership. Get ready to dive into the unique world of the Sigma mother, where the blend of calmness and distance creates a strong, wise, and subtly impactful mix. Let's explore some points related to this. Number 1. Encourage independence while remaining available for support. A Sigma mom is like a thrilling book with lots of surprises and an unexpected ending. She pushes her children to do things on their own. When her child decides to cook dinner, she quickly hands them the spatula, even if it means the kitchen turns into a disaster zone. She thinks the best way to learn to be independent is by trying things out, which can get messy. Here's the interesting part. While she lets her kids handle things themselves, she's always around, ready to help if necessary. She's like a hidden superhero, seamlessly fitting into everyday life, but always prepared to jump in when there's a real problem. Her children understand they can try new things, examine, and even make mistakes because she's always there to support them. It's like having a mostly hidden safety net that appears just when it's needed. In her house, trust and freedom are the main rules. Her kids know they can talk to her about anything, and she'll listen carefully instead of quickly judging or punishing. They might not always hear what they hope for, but they'll receive a truthful response. This open-door approach makes her children feel secure enough to tackle the world, knowing they have a strong foundation to return to. It's like having a special backstage pass to the concert of life. They're out there performing their own actions, but they can head backstage anytime they need a pause or some guidance from their Sigma mom. Number 2. Helps her kids understand people, not just books. The Sigma mom understands that the world is full of complicated social interactions, and that being good at schoolwork is only part of understanding the world. She is dedicated to teaching her children how to understand people, not just books. While some parents emphasize memorizing math facts or spelling words, she focuses on guiding her children to understand body language and subtle signs in how people talk and move. She might turn a simple trip to the store into a lesson about observing others. Look at that person over there. See how they keep tapping their foot. They might be feeling impatient. And see the cashier's smile. They're smiling with their eyes, but not their mouth. That's a real smile. Her children become skilled at noticing these details, almost like little detectives of human behavior. Her home is like a small laboratory for social learning. At mealtimes, the topic of conversation often turns to why people behave in certain ways. She poses questions to her children that prompt them to think deeply. Why do you think your friend was upset today? Did you notice them folding their arms? What could that mean? These discussions are more than just simple talks. They serve as real-life lessons on social interactions. Humor is also part of these lessons. Did you notice Aunt Linda raise her eyebrows when she saw the dog on the sofa? That's a clear sign she was surprised, and probably not pleased. Remember to keep the dog off the sofa when she visits. Her children learn to understand social subtleties through keen observation and playful remarks. By showing her kids how to understand others, the Sigma mom equips them with a crucial skill. They learn not only to comprehend texts, but also to interpret the silent stories in every human exchange. They pick up on empathy, how to think ahead, and predict how others might feel or react. This knowledge helps them build strong relationships, steer clear of conflicts, and recognize when someone might not be completely truthful. It's as if they have a special power that helps them connect deeply with people and navigate the complexities of human behavior. Number 3, urges her kids to question everything, even her own opinions. For a Sigma mom, parenting isn't about making her kids into smaller versions of herself. It's about raising independent thinkers. She motivates her children to question everything, even her own rules and ideas. When her child asks, "Why is it necessary for me to eat broccoli?" she doesn't simply respond with, "Because I told you to." She talks about why vegetables are good for health and encourages them to discover more on their own. They might even find out interesting things, like what pandas eat. Every day becomes a chance to learn something new. If she sets bedtime at 9 p.m., she's ready to talk about why sleep patterns and body clocks matter. Her children quickly understand that knowing things is powerful, turning their minds into active places full of wonder and thoughtful questioning. Living with Sigma kids is like having a team of little detectives who won't stop until they've figured everything out, even if that means questioning their main detective, their mom. What's really good about this style is that it builds strong respect and understanding between them. Her kids don't just obey rules without thinking, they learn why the rules exist. When they do agree with her, it's not because they are scared or just following orders, but because they really trust her decisions after talking it through. In her house, "Because I told you to" turns into "Let's figure this out together." This freedom to think freely really sharpens her kids' minds, preparing them to take on the world and even to wonder why we often eat eggs for breakfast. Number 4, forms bonds through shared activities, not forced family time. The Sigma mom is really good at making true connections. She avoids turning family time into a chore with forced dinners or game nights where no one is truly having fun. Instead, she connects by engaging in activities that match her children's interests. If one child enjoys painting, she'll join in with a canvas, happily getting paint everywhere. If another kid loves looking at stars, she'll be outside with them, telescope in hand, pointing out stars, and even inventing new constellations for fun. This way, family time doesn't cause any sighs or constant glances at the clock. Instead of setting up activities that feel more like obligations, the Sigma mom plans moments that everyone really looks forward to. She finds joy in discovering activities where her interests and her children's interests meet. It's more about the feeling of, we get to enjoy this cool activity together, rather than, we must spend time together. Also, think about those unexpected trips. She's the kind of mom who might wake her kids early on a Saturday saying, "Put on your shoes, we're off on an adventure." It could be a hike, a day at the beach, or exploring a new neighborhood. These spontaneous trips become legendary family moments, filled with laughter, stories, and sometimes a few unplanned detours that end up being perfect. This way, her kids will grow up with memories of real fun and deep connections. They'll recall the laughter, the shared excitement, and how their mom was always ready for a new adventure. This is how the Sigma mom does family bonding. It's genuine, fun, and never feels like an obligation. Number 5. Lets her kids resolve their own play area disputes. At the play area, the Sigma mom remains calm amidst the fuss of overly cautious parents. While others hurry to fix every little argument over the swings, she sits on the bench, watching her kids solve their own problems. If little Jimmy takes the shovel from her child, she doesn't rush over to mediate. Instead, she watches, allowing her child to try negotiating, standing up for themselves, or simply finding another game to play. This laid-back method isn't about ignoring them. It's about teaching them to be tough. Her children learn early that life isn't always fair and that they need to sort things out by themselves. They grow into clever problem solvers, figuring out how to deal with bullies, how to compromise, and how to pick themselves up after a tumble. Of course, there may be a few minor scrapes and bumps along the way, but in the Sigma family, these are viewed as signs of courage, showing that lessons have been learned and hurdles have been overcome. She might also have light-hearted chats with other parents, playfully betting on how her child will manage the latest episode on the playground. $5 says she gets the shovel back without making a fuss, she might comment with a smile. More often than not, her children astonish everyone with their inventiveness and toughness. They turn into the peacemakers of the playground, the ones other children approach when problems arise. By allowing her children to solve their own problems, the Sigma mom is nurturing them to be strong, skilled, and inventive. And when they rush to her with tales of their newest achievements or difficulties, she listens, gives guidance when necessary, but mostly just rejoices in their growing self-reliance and toughness. Number 6. She leads by example rather than trying to control others. The Sigma mom sets a perfect example, guiding through her actions rather than just giving orders. She doesn't shout instructions from above. She embodies the virtues she hopes to instill in her children. If she wishes for them to be generous, she's generous in how she treats others every day. If she values hard work, she shows it by working hard herself, whether it's completing a major task at her job or repairing a leaky tap at home. Her children watch her accomplish tasks and feel inspired to do the same. They admire her not because she insists on it, but because she proves herself worthy every day. When she discusses the importance of being truthful, they listen and trust her because they have never caught her telling a lie, not even a minor one about who ate the last piece of cake. Often you'll hear them say, "I want to be like Mom," and it's because they truly look up to her. In her home, you won't find the saying, "Do as I say, not as I do." Instead, her motto is, "Watch and learn." When she wakes up early for a run, her kids learn to appreciate fitness and sticking to a schedule. When she helps out at the local shelter, they see the importance of helping others. Her actions teach better than any speech, and her children learn these values naturally, often with a bit of humor. She might playfully say, "Don't just follow in my footsteps. Forge your own way, but here's a map if you need it." Her advice is gentle but impactful, helping her kids feel confident to forge their own paths. They grow up knowing how to choose the right path, behave with honesty, and inherit a bit of her calm, solid strength. It's a quiet kind of leadership, but it's incredibly effective. Number 7. She sees her children as young adults learning to grow, not as babies. A Sigma mom views her children as young adults in training, not merely as little kids. She introduces them to real tasks early on, along with the pride that comes from handling them well. She doesn't constantly watch over them to ensure they tie their shoes correctly. She demonstrates once and then lets them work it out themselves. It's similar to a practical training for grown-up life. In her house, chores are more than just ways to keep the place clean. They teach lessons about being responsible and managing time effectively. If her children complain about tidying their rooms, she might lightly remark, "Welcome to life, kiddo. It's full of messy rooms." Her light-hearted approach makes it easier to absorb the lessons, teaching them that their choices have results, and keeping their spaces clean is part of growing up. Her method of making decisions also boosts their confidence. Instead of telling them what to wear or eat, she offers choices and lets them decide. If her child picks mismatched socks or wants cereal for dinner, she's okay with that. You want to make a fashion statement or have breakfast for dinner? Go for it, she might encourage. This kind of freedom helps her children figure out what they like and learn to be independent. For more significant decisions, she includes them in the process, like when planning a family trip or picking out a new pet. You want a lizard? Okay, but you need to find out how to take care of it. It's your job, she might explain. This teaches them the value of being well-informed and responsible for their decisions. She also motivates her children to express their thoughts and share their ideas, no matter how big or small. At her dinner table, discussions range from school assignments to what's happening in the world. Interesting point, but have you thought about it this way? She might question, pushing them to think deeper. By treating her children as young adults in training, the Sigma Mom helps build their confidence and skills. They grow up capable of managing different situations, making smart choices, and standing by their decisions. They don't just grow into adulthood, they thrive in it, equipped with real-life skills and confidence that their Sigma Mom has nurtured in them. Number 8. Keeps a balance of staying calm while providing deep emotional support. The Sigma Mom combines a peaceful attitude with strong emotional backing, helping her children to stay curious and grow. To those looking in from outside, she appears to be the parent who remains unfazed by anything, whether it's minor accidents or missing sports events. Yet, beneath her serene facade lies a deep pool of support that her children can tap into when they need it. At a first look, she doesn't seem like the type to fuss over every small problem or achievement. For instance, if her child trips during a performance, she doesn't immediately run to help. Instead, she stands to the side with a knowing smile, allowing them to feel the sting of embarrassment and the joy of overcoming it by themselves. "Everyone messes up," she might comment casually. "What matters is how you deal with it." Despite seeming distant, her children are well aware that they have a steadfast support system behind them. When her kids return home feeling down, she's the one who listens without trying to solve everything right away. She offers a cup of tea, a comforting hug, or just a quiet place for them to express themselves. Her way of supporting isn't about rushing in to rescue them. It's about being there silently as they figure things out on their own. Her emotional support is gentle, yet a constant part of her daily interactions. She doesn't constantly heap praise on her children. Rather, she saves it for when it really matters and is deserved, which makes it all the more special. "Good work on that project," she might say. "I knew you could do it." This praise is like a precious stone, distinct and valuable against her usual calm and steady manner. This combination of calm distance and strong support makes sure her kids don't rely too much on others or expect their feelings to be constantly soothed. They learn that they can deal with their own problems, but always have a reliable support to turn to if necessary. It's a subtle balance that fosters toughness and independence, along with the comforting awareness that their Sigma Mom is there to support them if they really stumble. In her approach, love isn't noisy or overpowering. It's consistent, dependable, and often comes with a joke or a sarcastic remark. Her children know they can depend on her, Yet they also understand that true growth comes when they are given the freedom to explore and manage life's challenges with just enough support. Number 9. Teaches the art of resilience through playful challenges. The Sigma Mom knows that life is not just a series of challenges, but a playground for learning resilience. She sets up playful challenges for her kids, not to trip them up, but to teach them how to bounce back with a smile. It might be a puzzle that's a bit too hard, or a game where the odds are stacked against them. Instead of handing over the answers, she cheers from the sidelines, offering hints only when absolutely necessary. This method turns frustration into a game, making the lesson of perseverance as fun as it is valuable. Her children learn to laugh in the face of difficulties, knowing that each setback is just another step towards mastering the art of bouncing back. It's like turning life's lemons into a game of lemonade stand, where every sour squeeze is part of the fun. Number 10. Cultivates a spirit of adventure and curiosity. Adventure is the cornerstone of the Sigma Mom's parenting style. She cultivates a home environment where curiosity is not just encouraged, but celebrated. Whether it's a spontaneous science experiment in the kitchen or a family trip to explore a local cave, she turns every day into a small adventure. This approach keeps her kids' minds engaged and eager to discover more about the world around them. By fostering this spirit of exploration, she ensures her children grow up with a thirst for knowledge and an adventurous heart that sees every new day as an opportunity to learn and grow. Her home is less like a routine household and more like a launching pad for little explorers setting out to conquer the world, one curious adventure at a time. Ultimately, the Sigma Mom is a prime example of how to mix strength with subtlety and independence with support. She changes the traditional view of a caring figure by merging a relaxed attitude with solid emotional support. Her way of parenting isn't centered on big displays, but on consistent, meaningful actions that help her children grow into competent, tough, and considerate adults. Her house is like a workshop for life skills, where teaching happens by showing rather than telling. She doesn't just instruct her children on how to live, she leads by example, with calm assurance and a steady presence. Her techniques may seem unusual, but they are highly effective, creating a space where her children can flourish on their own, while knowing they have a strong support system to rely on. By the time her children venture into the world, they possess not only book knowledge, but also the skills of emotional intelligence and independence. They take with them the lessons of resilience, understanding, and authentic connections, all taught by a mom who leads not by orders, but by setting a powerful example. The Sigma Mom's impact goes beyond her children's achievements. It lies in the strength and grace with which she equips them for life. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you in the next video. Goodbye for now, and as always, until next time.